Hi everybody, it's Tamara Hawk with your December 2023 energy forecast. All right, so there's a fair bit for this month that's popping in for me. Okay, so you may have found over the past few weeks that you've been pretty inspired. Maybe you've started some new things, you've had thoughts about stuff you want to get going with and whatnot. And it feels slow. It's like you may feel like, oh, I've done all of this work and I'm ready to get at it. And crickets, nothing's happening. It's like, so just try and be a little bit patient with that if you can, because it will happen. Okay. It's just a little bit slow with the energy right now. All right. Another thing that my peeps were mentioning, and interestingly enough, it kind of shows up in the astrology too, but is things are kind of fated right now. It's like, I don't know, we all come down here with our stories and we get stories from our parents or just our upbringing or school or whatever. And we've been kind of living stuck in those stories. But the planet's ascending right now, okay? So do what you can. Don't live in those old stories, all right? The new that you're feeling is real, okay? Even if it feels a little bit slow, the new is real. And it's with everything that's been going on in our world the past little while, it's easy to almost be cynical or just basically lose our optimism, because it's like, okay, well, I was optimistic about this or that and everything just went to hell. And it's like, so try to live to your new story, right? The planet's ascending, you are ascending. If you're watching this, you're probably ascending, raising your vibration, getting more heart-based, and you're kind of on track for the new earth kind of a thing. So just, yeah, don't pay attention to what it is you're thinking, okay? Or what you're saying to yourself. It's like, it's time to stop saying, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or this won't work, or that won't work. It's like, a lot of the people that watch this are older than early 20s. So what I'll say is think back to your early 20s when you were optimistic, you felt like you had all the time in the world, and it's like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And you didn't have that cynicism creeping in of, I can't do this or I can't do that. Okay. So keep that front of mind this month, especially if there's a little bit of a slow spot for you. Okay. Yeah, because what you've been working on and what you're thinking about, it's like you can sow, okay? You can sow. We're getting there, all right? Whether it takes till spring to come to fruition or not, it'll take what it takes. But don't give up and don't talk yourself out of things. I'm also hearing stay away from the news. Okay, there's going to be some weird stuff going on in the news. I do feel like the energy of more wars or more war in the news or whatever. And so just don't watch it. Okay. There's too much divide and conquer, and it's working for parts of our planet, right? So if we can not let it work on us, then we're better off, right? So there's no sense in arguing with people or anything else, because then there's even more division, right? So, yeah, just focus on unity, on love, stay away from the propaganda, basically is what it is. You can look up even the definition of propaganda, and I swear that's all we have these days. It's just propaganda. But another thing that my peeps were saying is stay away from protests if you can. I mean, probably, of course you can, but it just doesn't feel good to be protesting. this month at all. They're not being necessarily specific. I don't know if there's going to be riots around protests or people are going to get hurt or something. Protesting doesn't seem to be the way to go this month. So I would stay away from protests if that's kind of your ilk. But okay, so if there's something that you dislike, okay, something your government's coming up with or some rules or things like that, maybe rather than protest is just don't take part at all, okay? There's going to be more monetary policy kind of stuff going on too, it feels like to me. Maybe not quite as nuts as it was, but it'll be there too. So it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of people talking about CBDCs and just online currencies and whatnot. And it's like, don't take part, right? Keep using your cash. Don't use them, right? Like, that's the best way to protest. If they put in some rules and you don't like them, don't follow them. And, I say this because if there's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people that just don't take part, they can't push it through, okay? And that could be the best way to protest. So anyway, I don't even know if people will feel like protesting in December, but I do get to stay away from them, okay? Another thing I'm getting that's kind of more worldwide is lots of stuff with water. Like, I just keep seeing water, and I'll be honest with you, I can't quite tell if it's got to do with floods or plumbing. It could even be the quality of water being a really big deal this month coming up, whether it's in the news or in your neighborhood. Just so much around water. So I don't know if I would say if you're in a place that's prone to flooding or anything like that, it's like, just be aware and maybe be careful. And yeah, if there's any warnings around water quality, make sure you're looking after that for you and your family. Okay. Another thing I'm getting kind of collectively in the world is rails, like rail accidents. So what they're showing me the rails, and the way they show me things, it's like, I don't know, maybe things are going off of the rails, but I'm more inclined to think the way my peeps are showing it to me is that it's got to do with train accidents, subway accidents, things like that. Now, not something you need to be paranoid about, but anyway, they're just giving me the heads up. So if there's some rail trip that you're taking that you have a feeling about, maybe don't do it, okay? Like I say, I don't think we need to live our lives afraid, but sometimes, we have an intuition that says, maybe I shouldn't go that way. Maybe I should go this other way. And if that happens to you, listen to your intuition, especially when it comes to rails, okay? All in all, it feels like personally, for each of us personally, that things are going to be okay. And you'll find that some things just fall into place this month. And I think that's related partly to what I was getting about things being a little bit faded, right? So if you could try and go with the flow, things are just falling into place, right? But like I say, that patience thing again this month. The other thing around that is, actually, I guess it's not around that, it's kind of a new subject, but is like, allow your feelings, okay? We're going through personally, each of us, a huge transition from old karmic crap, old stuff we were born to, basically. Whether it's poverty or abuse or good stuff, even whatever. We're coming out of that, and it's time to find our own way and our own light and move forward without all the baggage and all the crap, okay? The energies are so supportive of that right now. So it's a matter of feeling through it and pay attention to what you're telling yourself. That's the most important thing, is pay attention to what you're telling yourself. If you're walking around having thoughts and feeling lousy, look at what those thoughts were and reframe them for yourself, okay? A lot of the stuff you're telling yourself is old crap, and it's not even true for you anymore. You've moved on from there. You just still have the habit of going back to things. And I think the last thing they want to say around that is to acknowledge any feelings you're having. Okay. We need to acknowledge kind of where we've been, where we are, in order to move forward. Okay. So when they talk about keeping your thoughts positive, it doesn't mean that you never acknowledge if something sad has happened. If something sad or bad happens, grieve. You're allowed to grieve. You need to grieve. You don't want that stuff stuck in you. You don't need that energy stuck in you, right? So we're not talking about false positivity. We're talking about doing the best you can with what you have. So if there's a legitimate reason for you to be sad, acknowledge that. Cry it out. Just allow it. Allow it to come through and out, okay? Don't pretend that things aren't there, because then they'll just get stuck, because they are still there. Anyway, all in all, December looks actually like a pretty good month, as long as we don't try and push the river, right? We can't push a river. It won't work. We'll just fall in and fall over. So anyway, if I've got some energy work stuff going on. The 21 days remote worldwide energy work is starting on December 12th. So if you want in on that, I'll put a link in the description. And my healing room is so close to being done. I'll probably be decorating it a little bit over the next few weeks, because I'm not going to rush it, right? We're not supposed to rush things, but it will be ready for appointments. Okay, it is ready for appointments. So December, I'm doing them super uber cheap, because I think people need energy work. So if you would like to book in, pop me an email, contact form on my website, tamarahawk.com, however you want to get to me. And until next time, much love.